This right here gonna be a cakewalk.
Today we're going to be focusing on statistic data once again. We're already very familiar with which characters are being picked the most. Reina, Dragunov, King Jin Kazama, Sanchez is extremely high. There are certain characters that's being picked a lot, certain characters that isn't being picked that much, and then others who fell off a mountain. Leroy Smith, Raven, everyone wanted Raven but no one's playing him. But this video is going to be focusing on one, the rank distribution, and then also which characters are winning the most. So I'm just going to jump right into this. Once again, I got to give credit to this person. This person has put together a lot of these charts, and here they are with another one. This one says rank distribution infograph for Tekken 8. This is not data that I personally collected, okay, but rather information I gathered / published by Reddit user Not Quite Factual. It's extra populated from a small data set subset, so do not take it 100% exactly accurate. What you have is basically a lot of people in beginner, because some people don't touch rank, they never touch rank. So that's 5% of the players. Fighter, strategist, and combatant, all three blues are pretty even. And then green ranks is when you start seeing some turmoil, some ups, some downs, 3%, 2%, 4%. This is the interesting thing they did with rank this time around. Everyone gets a free pass. You automatically keep ranking up as long as you're playing the game, but once you get to warrior rank, that's when losses actually start to negatively impact you. And this is why you see this massive 6.43% is because a lot of people hit that brick wall and they're like, wait a minute, why can't I progress anymore? But regardless, when you talk about the yellow ranks, you know, a lot of attention was put on to people getting a free pass, but I felt like it wouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Giving someone a free pass to warrior doesn't mean that they're going to end up Tekken God Demon one day, right? You're just going to hit a wall. Vanquisher is a very popular rank. This is the second most populated rank out of the whole game. This is when the congestion of players really start to take hold. The red ranks always have this stigma of being kind of like just lawless, vicious. You just run into the most demons of demons in the red ranks, and that remains oh so true in Tekken 8. Like, even though they gave people passes all the way to warrior rank, the ranks still kind of maintain their identities of the past. Red ranks is crazy. Purple ranks, blue ranks, the top ranks, the breakdown is still the same. If you got the purple ranks, bro, you are in like the top like 10%, 15% of players. If you're in the blue ranks is like the top 5%. But let's move on to the character win rates. This is what I really want to talk about. So I don't know if this person created it, but this is the person who posted it on X, and then you have FeedX responding to it. That's how I became aware of it. But basically, shout out to this person or whoever created it. But the character win rates for Tekken 8 as it stands is like this. At the should we start from the top or the bottom? Because it's so interesting regardless. For the top, let's go top. For the top, you have Fang, Claudio, Jack, Panda, and Alyssa. Now, people who play Fangway, they have a really good understanding of Tekken, and they use that power, that skill, that knowledge, and they basically create a unstoppable force. Taking down a Fangway, I kind of compared to like take it down to Jack. I respect Jack players so much because they're usually really good at the game and they have a great understanding of the game. So it's just interesting to see those two characters very high up. But then Claudio, on the other hand, Claudio is a character. Okay, so look. There's some similarities here from Tekken 7. For those of you who don't know, if you remove all the DLC, all the pay-to-win DLC characters, the characters who have the best performance in Tekken 7 base roster was Claudio, Alyssa, and then I believe it was like Lucky Chloe or something like that. And then you had the Bears. So looking at Tekken 8, that kind of holds true. Claudio is second place now. Alyssa is fifth place. The Bears is fourth place. So even though the game has changed, the characters who basically did all the damage, I'm talking about online win rates, killing the most, they're still there at the top. Moving over, you have Devil Jin, which is extremely powerful, but I'm starting to get more familiar with him, the matchup. Yoshimitsu's my guy, so he has a lot of options to evade, and I started to take what Devil Jin does to win and turn it against him. Nina, Kuma, Victor's very high up there. This character is someone who I really don't like, and the more that I play against him, the more I don't like him. Dragunov is absolutely busted, and considering how many people are playing him, for his win rate to be so high is quite shocking, because usually when someone is being played a lot, their usage rates suffer. Like if we skip all the way to the end of this tier list and we look at Reina, Reina is once again top 1, 2 most popular character in the game, and her win rate is absolutely atrocious. Not only is she in last place, but the margin at which she's in last place is crazy. I've been talking with Steve Mains and I've been seeing Oscar Mains on Twitter, but both of these characters are considered super weak, and I fight some pretty good Steve players. I fight pretty good Steve players all day. And I was like, bro, I don't know what you guys are saying. Steve looks pretty good. But stepping outside of my bubble of really good Steve players and just looking generally, Steve is once again. So when you talk about Tekken 7, right, like we did for Claudio and Alyssa, Steve Fox in Tekken 7, he was second to the last character in terms of win rates. And once again, he's there all over again. The same way Claudio and Alyssa were the best in Tekken 7, and now they're the best again in Tekken 8, Steve was the bottom 3 worst in Tekken 7, and he is again in Tekken 8. Kazuya, this guy's already always pretty low. He's like a 50-50 god, and a lot of people are so predictable. Throwing out hell sweeps, they die immediately. I mean, that's what people want. Like, the character has overwhelming damage and like power and whatnot, but he's 50-50s. It's a 50-50 coin toss on whether or not you will get destroyed or the Kazuya will get destroyed. And that's just the way that the character is. It's the archetype of the character. Xiao is another interesting one because once again, they said this is the most popular character or powerful character in the game, right? Nia Arslan. But here she is again, very far down on the list. I don't want to compare her to Akuma, but I'm thinking about Akuma. Akuma's very good, but he's challenging to use. Xiao Yu is incredibly challenging to use, even though they consider her top 5. So, and I've seen a video on Twitter where Nee was talking about her Phoenix stance is broken. People are starting to explore this character. That knowledge is starting to spread. Maybe her usage can go, maybe her win rate can go up, but I don't know. Yoshimitsu in Tekken 7 was the character who lost the most. For multiple years on end, that guy was last place, the biggest loser, and I wasn't even complaining about it. I was like, somebody gotta have last place. Like, if it's Yoshimitsu, so what? All that I want them to do is change this and change that, not because I want to win, just because the character's broken in the sense that he doesn't work, but they made the character more well-rounded. You don't have to solely rely on the flash. You can do other things and win the match, and that also combined with the fact that the Flash is still pretty powerful, some say even stronger, those two things is what made him strong as he is, has his win rate so high, is because he still has Tekken 7, but now he has everything else. Interesting. I'm so happy that people are already providing this information. It helps us step outside of our bubble and see what's happening in the larger world of Tekken. The way that I think every Steve Fox is deadly, that's not the case. They're getting bodied, Thank you for watching. That's it. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and bye-bye.